Hello everyone, it's Cleofe again, and for today's tutorial, I'm going to show you how to crochet another one of my poncho designs. This poncho has a very simple crochet pattern. It has only one pattern repeat, and it is made up of two panels. The back panel is just a straight rectangle, and the front panel has a neck shaping to make way for the cowl. For the dimensions, from top to bottom is about 28 inches. And from side to side, this is about 25 inches. And this poncho fits medium size. Now, let's get started. For the materials, I used 3 skeins of Caron Big Cakes yarn in blue macaron color. I also used size I 5.5mm crochet hook, a pair of scissors, blunt needle, markers, and tape measure. I embellish my piece with 6 pieces of buttons, and this is 1 1/4 inch in size. First, work on the back panel. So let's start with a knot and chain 90. This is now 90 chains. And next is foundation row. Single crochet in second chain from hook. So 1, 2, single crochet in this chain, and in each chain across. So single crochet in each chain. So continue this pattern. I'll be cutting off the video and I'll be back when I'm done with my foundation row. And this is now what my foundation row looks like. Now we can start with row 1. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3, turn, 2 double crochets in the first stitch right here. So 1, 2, skip 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3, and on the next stitch we're going to shell. Shell is single crochet. So in this stitch, single crochet, chain 2, and 4 double crochets in the same stitch to do our shell. So this is 1, 2, 3, and 4 double crochets. And we just did our first shell. Repeat the pattern, skip 3 stitches, and on the next stitch, shell again. So single crochet, chain 2, and 4 double crochets all in the same stitch. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We just did our second shell. Repeat, skip 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3, and shell again in the next. Single crochet, chain 2, 4 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So repeat this pattern across. I'll be cutting off the video and I'll be back towards the end of the row. So I'm here now towards the end of the row. I'm just going to continue with the pattern. So skip 3 stitches again. 1, 2, 3. Shell in the next. Single crochet. This will be our last shell. Chain 2 and 4 double crochets in the same stitch. 3 and 4. Now to end this row, there are 4 stitches left, so we're going to skip 3 stitches and just single crochet on the last stitch here to end our row 1. So this is how to end row 1, and this is what row 1 looks like. Row 2. From here, we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Turn. 2 double crochets in the first stitch. So right here, first stitch, 2 double crochets. 1, 2. And then we're going to skip the 4 double crochets here and go to the chain 2 space right here and do a shell. So shell again is single crochet, chain 2, 4 double crochets. So 1, 2, 3, 4. All in the same chain 2 space. So we just did our first shell for row 2. Repeat the pattern, skip the 4 double crochets, and on the next chain 2 space, shell again. So single crochet, chain 2, 4 double crochets in the same chain 2 space. 2, 3, and 4. That's our next second shell. Repeat on the next chain 2 space, shell again, chain 2, 4 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So repeat this pattern across. I'll be cutting off the video and I'll be back towards the end of the row. I'm here now towards the end of the row. I just did the shell. So to continue the pattern, I'm going to do the last shell here on the last chain 2 space, on the next chain 2 space. So 4 double crochets, 3, and 4. Now to end this row, skip the 2 double crochets, and on the last space here, we're just going to do a single crochet on this space. So this is how to end row 2, and this is what row 2 looks like. Repeat row 2 until piece measures about 22 inches. So I'm going to continue my work. I'll be cutting off the video and I'll be back when my piece is already 22 inches to show you the next step. And this is now what my piece looks like after 22 inches. From bottom to the last row that I did is 22 inches. And from side to side at this point, the piece measures about 26 inches. So the last stitch is on the left side. So what I'm going to do next is crochet a last row to straighten the row. So last row, I'm going to chain 2, turn, skip the first stitch, and on the next stitch, half double crochet, single crochet in the next 3 stitches. 1, 2, 3. Skip the single crochet, skip this one, and go to the next stitch here on the first double crochet of the shell, half double crochet on that stitch, then single crochet in the next 3 stitches. So 1, 2, and 3. This is what it looks like. The row is straight now. So repeat the pattern, skip this single crochet here and go to the next stitch, which is the first double crochet. So half double crochet, then single crochet in the next 3 stitches. Repeat, skip, half double crochet in the next stitch, and single crochet in the next 3 stitches. So repeat this pattern across. I'll be cutting off the video and I'll be back towards the end of the row. So I'm here now towards the end of the row. I'm just going to do the last shell here. So half double crochet and single crochet in the next 3 stitches. 1, 2, and 3. Now to end this row, just double crochet on the last 2 stitches, starting with this one here. So double crochet, another double crochet. So this is how to end the last row, and this is what the last row looks like. So fasten off, and now the last row is straight. And this is what it looks like. So set this aside. This will be our back panel. Next, we're going to work on our front panel. So for the front panel, just repeat pattern of the back panel, the panel that we just did, until piece measures about 7 inches or 13 rows. So this is now what my piece looks like for my front panel after 13 rows. This is just a repeat of the back panel. So after 13 rows, we're going to shorten the next row. So from the last stitch right here on the left, we're going to move to the right, and then we're going to measure about 3 inches, or this is about 2 shells. Here, see the 2 shells. After 2 shells from the right, put a marker on the single crochet here. And then we're going to work on row 14, and then we'll stop at the marker. So we're going to shorten the row. So this is now row 14. This one, row 14. So I just did a shell, and then there's the last chain 2 space right here. So I'm gonna do my last shell on that chain 2 space. So before the marker, the last chain 2 space before the marker. So here I'm going to do my last shell. So single crochet, chain 2, and then 4 double crochets, 2, 3, and 4. Now to end this row, just single crochet on the stitch where the marker is. So right here. So row 14 is shortened row for the neck shaping. So this is how to end row 14, and this is what row 14 looks like. So from here, we're going to do row 15, which is a repeat again of row 2. So chain 3, turn, 2 double crochets in the first stitch. So 1, 2, and shell in the next chain 2 space right here. So single crochet, chain 2, 4 double crochets in the same chain 2 space. This is 2, 3, and 4. This is what it looks like. Again, shell in the next chain 2 space, chain single crochet, chain 2, and 4 double crochets. So repeat this pattern across, finish off row 15. This is what it looks like. So finish off row 16, and then for rows 16 to 26, repeat row 15, which is the shortened row. So row 15 to 26 is the shortened row, which is the neck shaping. And this is now what the piece looks like after row 26. So as you can see, portion of it is shortened rows right here. So after row 26, we're going to increase the row again back to its original size. So to increase, for the next row, we're going to increase again. So to increase, I'm going to undo the last stitch here of row 26. And I'm going to put a marker on this last stitch here. And then on this row here, I'm going to get a fresh yarn and increase and create a foundation row for the extended row, for the extended next row. So tie a yarn, chain 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So this is my foundation row for my extended. I'm going to extend the next row again. So put a marker. Then go back to the next to this row and continue. So skip 1, 2, 3 and do a shell. So chain 1, single crochet, chain 2 and 4 double crochets. 1, 2, 3 and 4. Skip 3 stitches. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3 and shell in the next. So we're basically doing 2 more shells for the extension. And then to end this row, skip 3 and single crochet in the last stitch. And this is now what row 26 looks like, back to its original size. Row 27, chain 3, turn, 2 double crochets in the first stitch. So 2 double crochets here. Then shell in the next chain 2 space right here. So this is the next chain 2 space shell. 4 double crochets. And shell in each of the chain 2 space across. So the next chain 2 space again right here, shell again, chain 1, single crochet, chain 2 and 4 double crochets. 4. Then in the next chain 2 space again, shell, so single crochet, chain 2 and 4 double crochets. 2, 3 and 4. So continue this pattern across and this is what it looks like. Continue and finish off row 27. So for rows 28 to 38, repeat row 27. And then for the last row, which is row 39, repeat last row of back panel, straight out the row. And this is now what the pieces looks like, the front panel on the left and the back panel on the right. So lay the 2 pieces together like this and then put the front panel on top of the back panel like this. So the pattern is the same back on both sides, so it doesn't matter. So attach the shoulders together, these 2 edges attach with a single crochet, attach together, and the same with the edges here, attach them together. And this is now what the piece looks like with the shoulders sewn together. Right here, I use single crochet to sew them together. And if you lay it open like this, the piece would look like this with a neck opening. So next, we're going to crochet hip bands. So here at the bottom of the piece, I'm just going to continue with the last stitch here, this one. I'm just going to continue from here and sew my hip band on this edge here all the way to the other side. Same with this piece here at the back. So this is now the bottom edge of my piece. So from the last stitch here, just going to take off this marker. And then start with chain 2. 1, 2, and then double crochet in the next stitch, and then just evenly crochet 75 double crochets across the row for the hip band to start off row 1 for the hip band. And this is now what the piece looks like after row 1 of hip band. So including the chain 2, the beginning chain 2, there should be 76 double crochets for the row. Row 2 of the hip band, chain 2, turn, skip the first double crochet, skip this post, go to the next post, and we'll do a front post double crochet. So to do that, we're going to yarn over, insert through the post like this, through the front, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. So we just did our front post double crochet. Next is back post double crochet. On the next post, yarn over, insert through the back like this, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. We just did our back post. Then repeat the pattern, front post and back post. Alternate front post double crochet and back post double crochet across the row. So repeat this pattern across. I'll be cutting off the video and I'll be back towards the end of the row. So I'm here now towards the end of the row. I'm just going to continue with the pattern. So I just did a front post. Now I'm going to do a back post double crochet all the way to the end of the row. Front post again, back post again, and then to end this row, there's one more post left. To end, just double crochet on top of the turning chain 2. So this is how to end row 2 of hip band, and this is what row 2 of hip band looks like. Row 3 of hip band, just repeat row 2. So chain 2, turn, skip the first post, and front post double crochet in the next post. So front post double crochet, back post double crochet. So alternate front post double crochet and back post double crochet again across the row, just like row 2. So repeat this pattern across. I'll be cutting off the video and I'll be back towards the end of the row. So I'm here now towards the end of the row. I'm just going to continue with the pattern. So at this point, I'm going to back post double crochet, front post double crochet, back post double crochet, front post double crochet, back post double crochet. There's 2 more posts here. So back post double crochet on this post, and then to end the row, just double crochet on top of the turning chain 2. So this is how to end row 3 of hip band, and this is what row 3 of hip band looks like. So continue with rows 4 and 5, which is just a repeat of row 2. So I'm going to continue my work. I'll be cutting off the video and I'll be back when I'm done with row 5 of the hip band to show you the next step. So this is now what the piece looks like after crocheting the hip band. So crochet the hip bands on both sides, front panel and back panel. So what I'm going to do next is crochet side bands. So from here on the last stitch from the hip band right here, I'm just going to continue from where I left off and crochet a side band along this edge here all the way to the back. So this is the bottom edge of the hip band. Now I'm going to crochet this side here, side band right here. So I'm going to turn my piece this way. Then begin row 1 with chain 2, double crochet in the next stitch. So for this side of the hip band, I'm going to crochet 11 double crochet. So this is 2, 3, 4. So just evenly crochet these double crochets here. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. So including the chain, the beginning chain 2, there should be 12 double crochets to begin this row. Then on to the main piece, just double crochet in each stitch across. So starting here, so just double crochet in each stitch like this. So continue the pattern across. I'll be cutting off the video and I'll be back towards the end of the row. So I'm here now towards the end of the row. I'm on the other side of the hip band. So I'm just going to continue with the double crochet in the next stitch here. Now this is the side of the hip band. So I'm going to crochet 12 double crochets on this side to the same as the other side. So this is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and then last 12. So both sides should be equal. So this is how to end row 1 of the side band, and this is what row 1 of the side band looks like. Row 2 of side band, chain 2, turn, skip the first post, front post double crochet in the next post, back post double crochet in the next post. So this is a repeat of row 2 of the hip band. So just alternate front post double crochet and back post double crochet across the row. So repeat this pattern across. I'll be cutting off the video and I'll be back towards the end of the row. So I'm here now towards the end of the row. I'm just going to continue with the pattern. So this is front post. So my next would be back post double crochet, front post double crochet, back post double crochet, and then end the row with a double crochet on top of the turning chain 2. Like this. So this is how to end row 2 of side band, and this is what row 2 of side band looks like. Row 3, chain 2, turn. So just repeat row 2, skip the first post, front post double crochet in the next post, back post double crochet in the next post. Repeat the pattern, front post double crochet, back post double crochet. alternate front post double crochet and back post double crochet across the row. So repeat this pattern across. I'll be cutting off the video and I'll be back towards the end of the row. So I'm here now towards the end of the row. I'm just going to continue with the pattern. So I just did a front post. Next, I'm going to do a back post double crochet, front post double crochet again, one last back post double crochet, and end the row with a double crochet on top of the turning chain 2. So this is how to end row 3 of side band, and fasten off, and our side band is done. So repeat the same step on the other side, and this is what the side band looks like. And this is now what the piece looks like after crocheting the side bands. So both hip bands and side bands are now done. Show you a little close-up of my piece. So here, this is what the side band looks like. It's there's a ribbing on the band, and this is what the hip band looks like. Next step is to crochet a cowl around the neck opening. So I'll start off with this tail here. So on this corner here, I'm gonna insert my hook on this corner stitch here, pull this tail, pull through, and then I'm just gonna attach a fresh yarn. Then continue with chain 2, then double crochet in the next stitch. So for the first round, round 1, just evenly double crochet 54 double crochets around the neck opening. So here, like this. So 54 double crochets around the opening, including the chain 2. There should be 55 double crochets on the first round. So continue the pattern. I'll be cutting off the video and I'll be back towards the end of the round. So I'm here now towards the end of the round. Just going to continue with the pattern. So double crochet on the next stitch here. So I'm going to do one more. Then to join the round, just slip stitch on the first stitch that we did right here. So this is what round 1 looks like now. Round 2, chain 2, double crochet in the first stitch, and double crochet in each stitch around. So repeat this pattern around. I'll be cutting off the video and I'll be back towards the end of the round. So I'm here now towards the end of the round. I'm just going to continue with double crochet in each stitch. Now to join the round, just slip stitch on the first stitch right here. So this is now what round 2 looks like. So do another round, round 3, and repeat round 2. And this is what the piece looks like after round 3. Now for round 4, we're going to increase the round. So from here, so this is now round 4. Chain 2, double crochet in the first stitch, double crochet in the next 2 stitches. So 1, 2, then increase in the next stitch, 2 double crochets in the next stitch. 1, 2 double crochets in the same stitch. Double crochet in the next 2 stitches, so 1 in each, 2, then 2 double crochets in the next stitch. 1, 2 in the same stitch. So we're increasing the round now. So repeat the pattern, double crochet in the next 2 stitches and 2 double crochets in the next stitch. So repeat this pattern around. I'll be cutting off the video and I'll be back towards the end of the round. I'm here now towards the end of the round. Just going to continue with the pattern with double crochet in each stitch around. Then to join the round, just slip stitch on the first stitch like this. So this is now what round 4 looks like. So the round is now wider, so the opening is now bigger. So for rounds 5, 6, and 7, just repeat round 2, which is double crochet, chain 2 and double crochet in each stitch around. So I'm going to cut off my video. I'll be continuing my work. I'll work on 3 more rows, which is a repeat of row 2, and then I'll be back to show you the next step. And this is now what the cowl looks like after row 7. So the opening now is wider. Now fold the cowl like this and we're done. So weave the ends, clean up the tails, and we're done. And this is now what my piece looks like, all cleaned up and all done. Sew the three buttons on each side and it's ready to wear. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you like this video and please subscribe.